Hey everybody, Adam Davidson, RadCast for Wednesday, October 21st, 2020. We're in Psalm 66, verses 17 through 20. Goes like this. I cried out to him, the Lord, with my mouth. His praise was on my tongue. If I had cherished sin in my heart, the Lord would not have listened. But God has surely listened and has heard my prayer. Praise be to God, who has not rejected my prayer or withheld his love from me. And that is the word of the Lord. Here's a hard question. Does God sometimes not listen to our prayer? Does cherished sin, which basically just means we value sin, we value something that separates us from God more than God, if we cherish sin, does that mean that God isn't listening? Does that mean that he would withhold his love from us? Well, a couple things. One, the psalmists are, of course, writing song lyrics. And just like you would sing some pretty bizarre things that you would never actually say to somebody in person, so the Psalms use very flowery, poetic, extreme, sometimes language to make a point. And so it's not that God doesn't listen to us unless we've got our act together. And it's not that God completely rejects us until we're in a certain state. It's not like that. He loves us with an everlasting, unconditional love. However, it is pretty clear, not only from the Psalms, but from the kinds of things that Jesus himself teaches us, that if we insist upon going our own way, while we simultaneously ask God to bless us and help us to go a different way, even he goes, wait a minute here. It can't be like that. Come on. In Matthew, Jesus says, if you don't forgive somebody, your heavenly Father's not going to forgive you. In the New Testament epistles, it says things like, you've got to hate what is evil and cling to what is good. And so when the psalmist says, if I had cherished sin in my heart, the Lord would not have listened, I think what the psalmist is saying is, even the Lord would say, I'm not going to give you that if you insist on holding on to this. This makes a ton of sense if you think of it this way. Um, so if you have kids, as I do, and your kids are like, hey, I'm looking for some ice cream. Give me some ice cream. And you go and you get, like you're at the zoo or something like that. So you go and buy a little ice cream cone and you hand it over to them. And right before they reach up to take the ice cream cone out of your hand, you go, oh, wait a second. And you pull the ice cream cone back. And your kids go, what? And you look at their hands and their hands are filthy. Or like they were, petting the emu or something and there's something gross on it. So what do you say to your kids and their dirty hands? You say, go wash your hands. You can't eat that. You got to go wash your hands. It's the same thing the Lord is saying. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a second. You need to go wash your hands. So I think it is important that we maintain a short list with the Lord, that we're really honest about our sin and even the sin that we would cherish. And cherishing sin, it just means that, wow, I really valued something else over you, God. And I sort of talked myself into it being okay. I justified it. And the Lord would say, don't do that. I want to give you something better. I want to fulfill you with even greater things. So, yeah, if we cherish sin in our hearts, the Lord's not going to listen. He hears us, but he's saying, I'm not going to do that. That's why it's so important that we say with the psalmist, God, create in me a clean heart. And because of Jesus, he can do just that. Clean hands, pure hearts. May God hear and answer our prayers. That's RadCast.